Welcome, everybody, to another episode. Today, we're going to do Eliminator. I was doing a little thinking on it, and if it's 50% of the people get deleted every week, last year, the bye weeks started in week 5. There'll only be 6% of the field left by the bye weeks. So, waiting for the schedule, probably not as big of a deal. I wonder, it kind of acted like it didn't queue up until late. Um, how long have I been live? Because it looked like it waited, and I was in mid talk whenever it went live. Well, anyway, welcome Scott, Fantasy Dog, and Travioli. Nice to see all of you. Steve, welcome. Okay, yeah, I keep my chat log over the thing on YouTube. It didn't connect it in time, so I was going through a little monologue and it wasn't live yet. So, anyway, what I was saying is I was thinking about the Eliminator a little bit, and if 50% of the field gets eliminated each week, like last year, bye weeks didn't start until week 5, right? So that means 6% of the teams, it's like 6.25% of the teams should be like, that's all that'll be left at that point. So I'm not as worried about like not having the bye weeks because of that. Um, because like you're still going to get some value. So I'm going to do, I don't know, 5 or 10 of them before then. But anyway, welcome Hartman. Welcome Fantasy Football Garage. Candyman. Anyway, in 10 seconds, I'll be entering the 20-second Eliminator. It is. There it is. Yeah, it's. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I seen you said I sniped you. I didn't catch it till you left. I didn't see anything. Sorry. Oh no, it's fine. Oh, is that at Trav? Hey, what's up, Putt Daddy? We are waiting on 10, so somebody must have got in before. Uh, Not really a new fan of the new Eliminator. Really disappointed they changed it. I think they made it a lot harder for the players, and they probably did. I love it though. Hey, welcome Meg. Fresh lobby. All right, we got 9 more. It's the 20-second Eliminator. The second draft might do an Eliminator, might do a Schnauzer, might do a puppy. I'll let everybody vote. We can do whatever. While we're waiting, I was looking through some teams earlier today from DK for the pre-draft, and I found one that I really like. It's this one right here. You got Caleb Williams, Genty, Hampton, BTJ. I guess I have Spike Week. I can click this. So it's Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Flacco, Genty, Hampton, Walker, Tootin, Harvey, Lloyd. I got the double stack with Travis Hunter with BTJ. DJ Moore and Burden lucked into both of those. Jalen Waddle, Alec Pierce, Trey Harris, Slayton, Njoku, Kraft, Arroyo. Like, not saying it's gonna win, but I lucked into some double stacks there, so it feels pretty nice. DK, I did 80 is what I did. And I did them before the promo. I think I got like 1 free, something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Milrow, you can argue Milrow doesn't have to be stacked, right? Um, I hope that this isn't a theme to where we don't do Eliminator. Like, I'm fine backing out and doing a Schnauzer if this isn't going to fill. Like, it's been taking a while. So if you want uh, to back out, go ahead. And in 10 seconds, I will enter a Schnauzer, a 20-second Schnauzer. Yeah, it has been hard to fill. I was hoping to get one, and like I did one later last night, but two more to start. I did a draft late last night, and the room was normal. Like I couldn't sleep last night, so I did a draft at 2 a.m. hoping to get some people that were wild. Didn't happen. 40 is a good number. Steve, I believe, maxed it. I think after the schedule out, you'll see Eliminator Marathon. Oh, yeah, for sure. I was just wanting to maybe hit a couple of the new ADPs, like the fresh ADPs before they change with Eliminator. I know Eliminator is a different batch of ADPs, but okay, well, we're no longer there, so I might pop into it as the second draft and see. Um, anyway, I have the 8 hole. Trav has the 4 hole. DT, I believe that's DT, has the 2 hole. And Steve has the 12. I very seldom take any stacks with Hertz. Yeah, I thought you'd maxed. It's hard to follow like what you have on that site, and I wouldn't have shown that here. Like I feel like that's a pretty good team. Um, I mean it's a little thin. Like it's going to require to get like I think it'll be really strong if it gets to the playoffs, but it's got a bunch of rookies on it, and I don't think Burden's going to be very good until later in the season. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just Ben Johnson's guy. He is the one that drafted him. So, a draft without fantasy dog. What is the world coming to? May 14th was the date that they talked about over and over again during the draft. All right, we got. I think all of this is kind of the same. Um, do I want? I'll just take a Nico share here. I think they're all kind of the same there. All 5 of those players. Like probably Puka rated a little above, but I've got several 7 and 8 picks so far. So as you've seen, I had 15%. I mean, it's what 17 drafts I've done. I think I have 3 Puka shares or something. So I love that pre-draft team. Yeah, the only problem is it didn't have Scatabo on it, right? Like, it might just lose because it doesn't have Scatabo. I mean, I hit, like, I even hit Bayshaw Tootin with the Lawrence uh, double stack, right? So it hit a lot of correlation. Yeah, I figured, I figured you would have just called me out. It's like on underdog, I think I'm 23%, which is a low number compared to you and Steve. But on DraftKings, I was closer to 30% on Scatabo. Like it was just so much easier to get the players I liked over there. Not saying that those players are going to do well, but the ones I liked, it was easier to get. All right. Why is this? There we go. That looks better. Brock Bowers goes. I haven't got a Brock Bowers share post draft. So something else. I'm going to go ahead and take the divisional correlation and JT. Um, who all here has watched or looked up the Mike Clay projections? Do you think Jeff Ulbrich will disown his son? I seen something about it and I just ignored it, moved on. It has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Scatabo and Burden were, yeah, absolutely. They really were. Hey, welcome DT. It's going great. Nice. Thank you, sir. You might as well stay and try to snipe me. Yeah, so Mike Clay's projections, I brought him I brought him up, and it's just projections. Like, you don't want to build your entire drafts around them. But there were some interesting things here. He has Jonathan Taylor as running back 8, but with the most yards. He has him at 1,400 yards, almost like 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. I thought that was interesting because he's usually very conservative. And something you don't know is or you may not know, he always projects running backs for 14 games. So he's projecting 100 yards a game for Jonathan Taylor and close to 100 yards a game for Saquon. Clay isn't big Travis Hunter guy, I guess. Um, I can't remember what he had Hunter at. It was like normally I think he's just very low on rookies in general. Just in case, like, because if he, it's easier to be conservative on those things, right? How are you going to approach the tight end position this year? I find it hard to take. I don't. I just kind of draft as it comes to me. Um, I will always like the Bowers and McBride price, and in 18 rounds, I think it's better because it frees up a roster spot. Um, I'm gonna not take Rashee Rice this time. I've got a bunch of Rashee Rice already, and I think Devontae is also going to pull up the boards. Yeah, and if you guys want, like, before the next draft, if you want to look over want me to look over the projections, kind of go over them, just some interesting things I noted, like how many yards Austin Eckler was projected for, kind of eye opening. Um, he had like with the the comment about rookies and Travis Hunter, like he has Ramondre with more yards overall than Travion. So I think it was total yard, definitely rushing yards, but and I think maybe overall yards was pretty close. So I think he just puts rookies low. And I mean, it's so early; it's hard to really tell what's going to happen or anything. I think Eckler was 400 and 400 or something. Mm, yeah, let's do it. Jonathan Taylor, Hampton, Nico, Devontae. We'll start with that. Well, 400 rushing, 400 receiving, right? So 431, 56 receptions for another 469 with 7 total touchdowns. So, and like I said, it's just a projection, and but just an idea of what somebody who's been doing this forever thinks is going to happen with these offenses. It's just interesting to look about. Yeah. Yeah. Steve taking some McCaffrey. I'm going to be taking a lot of McCaffrey, making up for what I did in the big board, and I think it's just a good pick now. Did you all see the George Kittle video that I reposted, where he was talking about how he took the same stem cell stuff and he had the same issue that McCaffrey had? I think he said the year. I'm not going to say the year, but basically he went through the same treatment and was perfectly fine afterwards. I remember Kittle used to be hurt all the time. So, what up, Ben? Welcome. We got Rome not falling here. Rome's been going in the back end here, like every draft. So I'll go ahead and take Calvin Ridley and continue to build out the AFC South stacks. Like in a vacuum, I definitely prefer Chuba there. Joe Burrow unstacked at 55. Rob Hollywood. Trav building a monster here. Bijan, AJ Brown, Devontae, got the Jalen Hurts wraparound, Garrett Wilson. That has to feel good. I like that. DT, Jefferson, Bucky, Evans, Flowers, Sutton. Not bad either. Bucky feels pretty good. Like I've moved Bucky up into the same tier. Like I've moved Bucky and T. Higgins into the same tier with like McBride, McConkey, Taylor, and all them. I think I'm going to start taking quite a bit of Jerry Jeudy. This could be bad, but I do. I mean, I hate to say it, but I kind of believe in Joe Flacco. Like, even if it's only like the first half of the season and then one of the rookies start later, like, that's worst case scenario. But one of those two rookies would have to look good enough for them to actually start him, right? Oh, yeah. Harvey at 49. That's the second time today I've seen that. Just got Puka, CMC, Chase Brown, Brees. That's awesome. Yeah, the three running back starts with a solo wide receiver. I've liked all of those I've done pre-draft. I haven't done any post-draft. So I think wide receiver gets ugly quicker now. That's just, it's going to be Sanders' job after Flacco, maybe. And yeah, it does. I've only pulled that off twice, I think. But it feels, I mean, it feels really good just to get Devontae Smith to fall to this back half and to only stack Devontae with Jalen Hurts, right? Like, that feels good enough. Hey, if you're just popping in, please smash the like. What up, James Young? Welcome to the Who crew. So I need to, like, and welcome Disbanded. So the logo is just kind of a base for now. I'm going to eventually, on that owl, I'm going to add a big old beard on it, and hopefully I can find a way to put like little glasses on top of it. Like I think that would be pretty fitting. All right, we got the end of the wide receivers kind of are right here. I don't love Shakir. I've been over this before. But man, things get ugly after this. Um, but with this room, I think I could just take a Brandon Ayuk share as my wide receiver five. Don't have to worry about if he's going to play. If he does play, like if he misses, like this is the kind of room that it's fine in. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna work on it. Probably, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. But I want to touch up the color of it because the color fades a little bit. Uh, Try to make it pop a little more. I'm just kind of winging everything at this point. So Shakir went right after. If I didn't have like, yeah, if I didn't have this group of wide receivers, like if I had a Matthew Golden instead of Jerry Judy, I probably would have brought in Shakir with that team. Or if I would have had a Rashee Rice or a Addison, like if I'd have had Addison over Calvin Ridley, I would have brought in Shakir because it kind of looks like Addison's going to get the 3 game suspension, which where did he go in this draft? He went to Cheeks 6969. Good old 9-hole here. Cheeks 6969. You gotta love it. I mean, I know who I want to take. We'll do it. I'm gonna pull up Scatabo just because I want to. Hawkinson might have been the better pick, um, but I'll be fine with him. Still, all of these quarterbacks go late, so I'm not really in a hurry to get anything here. Winging it, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even intentionally make that pun. That's great. That's great that you caught that because I didn't think about it. Yeah, winging it with that whole with the owl symbol. That's great. TJ Hawkinson does feel mispriced to me. Like by my ranks, it was definitely Hawkinson. But a JT Hampton Scatabo team just that feels awesome. Like I love all three of those players. Like I just really like all those players. I was hoping Higgins would make it back around to me for a double stack with Stroud. What do we have going on? So I've pulled Pacheco way up in my ranks. I don't need him in this. The tight ends. Njoku falls every draft now, which it makes sense with the people going 2 tight ends a lot more. Question is, which one of these do I want? I think if Fields doesn't go, I'm going to take Fields. If Fields does go, yeah, we'll take Justin Fields as quarterback one here. You can always backstack him if you have to. Like, I'm I'm not above round 18 Alan Lazard. Like, I know it doesn't sound good. It didn't sound good last year, and it was pretty good, but they don't have anyone on that team. They have Malachi Corley. They drafted Arian Smith. Oh, was that just now? That's an interesting sign because I literally right before this went and moved Keon Coleman up in my ranks a little bit. So breaking news by Ben Haskell, everybody. Bills GM caves to radio pressure. Bills GM caves to radio pressure after flaming on that broadcast. He went out and got somebody. I'll just go ahead and pull CJ Stroud up. I don't want to miss him. I don't think I get him back with the Higgins drafter over here. So I went ahead and just pulled him up. Like, this is why you want to pay attention to the board. Like, he only had one quarterback, and he was intentionally stacking already, right? So whenever I seen that he took Higgins, I knew that I was going to have to do that. Like, I would much rather have my elite player stacked than anything else. So, yeah, I I have zero Elijah Moore, so that's fine with me. I'm actually glad Deontay Johnson went to the Browns. Like I had some Deontay, and he's going to get some chances there. I think like isn't Elijah Moore just this more of the same for them? Like that's yeah, that bean rant was great. And it was deserved. It's not like they're a bad team. It's not like they don't win games. I I mean, and everybody was like, "Well, they have to." People are saying like they have to outscore Kansas City. I mean, yeah, maybe but our offense was awful last year. Like the reason they lost that game was absolutely their defense. It wasn't our offense, it was their defense, right? So, to me, I think the Bills made the right moves. Like it's not the fun moves. Kind of like Egbuka going to Tampa. I think that's the right move for the team. Doesn't mean it's the fun move. If I can get Njoku all the way back, absolutely sign me up. Thank you. You got a team stack there with yeah, I'll take Njoku 120s all day. I think I'm glad I pulled Scatabo up now. Like getting Njoku down here, I think Scatabo pulling him up was the right move. Like, what do you guys think? Are you guys Tracy over Scatabo or Scatabo over Tracy? I I'm pretty. I think they should be ranked pretty close to the same. I just have Scatabo a little bit ahead. With a high price QB, Buffalo is doing the right thing. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it as well. Do I want to just yeah, we'll just go ahead and take Jake Ferguson. We'll take two absolute values at tight end here in Joku and Ferguson. Like that feels really good. If if Flacco isn't named the starter, Njoku's price may get worse. But like if he is, to me, he should go up. Probably Scatabo unbiased, but Tracy is your guy. Scatabo just has so many more outs to being fantasy relevant, even if the touches are 50-50. Yeah, like they've already kind of came out and said that they like how Scatabo is in short yardage stuff, which means he's going to be in the goal line stuff. And I think that's what Shoop is talking about here. Is it Shoop or Shope? It's Shoop, right? I um But yeah, I with them saying the thing about Scatabo in the like in the short area and in short yardage stuff, like he's going to be, and I mean he's built like a goal line back would be. So worst case scenario, okay. So Shaup, is that right? Like pronunciate like for me with my last name, which nobody knows, nobody ever gets it right, and I just laugh and move on. Tracy is much more explosive. If yeah, well, I that Monday night game, I almost won first place in the showdown because I had Tracy as the captain. Whenever they kicked the field goal at the end of that game, instead of like I think I finished first place. I believe it was I had their quarterback and three of their wide receivers. All I needed was for them to get a first down for me to win that. And then they kicked that field goal. So I've had a soft spot for him since then because, I mean, that's like, he was like 2% owned at captain, and then I hit the rest of it pretty well too. We'll bring in another receiving back here. Like, I probably could have used a wide receiver. Hopefully, one of those go. Yeah, that's kind of where I think as well. Last name is not Hames. I'm sure this will be a big shocker to everybody, but the first name is James. So that is a that's a leak into the story eventually. Like that'll be the beginning of it because that will matter for how the name comes about. 100% right. Yeah, like so this is a great little story and this is a side story. There's a there's a gas station like literally less than a block from me. And there's this old guy like he's like 75 or so. Do I do I triple stack him? Hmm. Do I? Yeah, I think I'll just triple stack him. Why not? Um, I think Tillman's an absolute value right now. So so this guy has been calling me Steve for 7 years now, and I just smile at him and reply every time. Like the first time he did it, like I just kind of like looked confused, and he's like, he said it again, and I was like, oh hey, what's up, right? So I mean, he's just trying to be nice, and it literally just doesn't bother me. It just makes me laugh a little bit every time that happens. Or no, he calls me Scott. He calls me Scott. That's what he calls me. And people who know me, like, just look at me, like, whenever I walk in, they just laugh whenever I answer to Scott over and over again because most of the people know the joke at this point, like all of my friends do. Some people say it's cruel. I just like I tried letting him know and he just didn't listen. So like I'm just letting him, he's trying to be nice. I'm not gonna make him upset. This dude took Kyle Williams at 105 and thought I'd pair him with May, who I took at 128. Yeah, he did that backwards, right? That is not correct. Scat feels more like a complete runner. I agree. Welcome, Don't Blink. All right, we got I was kind of hoping I would get a really late Matt Stafford here, but I did need a sixth wide receiver, and I Tillman, Palmer, and Wandale are kind of the ones that I like left. We were just talking about Eckler. Like, I'm very in on Eckler as a fifth running back. Like, this room, Taylor, Hampton, Scatabo, Rashad White, Eckler, these last four all have receiving outs. Like, I like it. And I actually moved Wandale up in my rankings today as well. All of the wide receivers down in this area have, like, they do start to feel really gross. And they don't have a lot of competition there. So he did kind of win. It's him and Slayton are both draftable, and I hadn't got to a share of him yet because I had him ranked like a round below. But he's a good pick. So put in the chat that after this draft, what tournament do you want to draft? Non BBM. Like, I'm not going to do a ton of BBMs this season. So we could do Puppy. We could try Eliminator again. We could, yeah. Um, the whole goal of taking Justin Fields is always to stack with Mason Taylor. I will be doing none of those either. Now, like, I might try to max the Chow Chow this year. I think I want to max the Chow Chow. And I'll max the Bulldog, I'm sure. So, a couple for Puppy. So, we'll do a Puppy after this. That'll put me at like 14 puppies or something. Yeah, Mason Taylor. I was watching a DK draft earlier. Taylor goes at like in the 150s, I believe, over in DK. Which they're probably partially because they're getting pushed up because they have the extra 2 rounds, so tight ends probably go off the board quicker. Doing puppies, nice. Yeah, I out here this guy's wish casting Nick Chubb to the Bears, I guess. I mean, he did have another workout video. We all seen how well that worked out last year. I do not know where Harvey goes on DK. I wasn't paying that close of attention. I was doing some stuff. Yeah, I and I don't really have shame, to be honest. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna try to not say those things. But if it happens, it happens. Um. All right, so definitely need another wide receiver. I'm pretty in on Turpin. I know that might not be the best move, but I'm pretty in on Turpin. And it's also a team stack with the Ferg. So got a couple team correlations. I don't have I have the Stroud with them. You know who you're drafting with. This is on you. You know. This is your fault. You don't get Turpin in round 18 when I still need wide receivers. Not very often. ADP, I also think updates way faster on DK. Yeah, I believe I think people say that on DK it literally updates as drafts finish. I'm not positive that's true, but it kind of feels like that. And if it's not like that, it's like on the hour. And Underdog, it's like every, I don't know the exact number. I know it's a while. It's not, it's a little more than once a day, usually. I'm sure I could find it if I go look for it. If who is in the room, take Turpin in the 17th, or forever hold your peace. Hartman gets it. I'm feeling pretty good about my 10% Turpin exposure in the big board. Like, actually, in all pre-draft contests, I had 10%. Question is, like, I kind of want to take Flacco here, but I don't know if it's a good pick. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's just a schnauzer. And I have 3 Browns, and I'll tell you, it's not going to be Shador. So I got a 3-5-7-3 quarterbacks: Fields, Stroud, Flacco. Running backs: JT, Hampton, Scatabo, Rashad White, Eckler. Wide receivers: Nico, Devontae, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, Ayuk, Tillman, Turpin. Tight ends: Njoku, Ferguson, Mason, Taylor. Underdog plays the finish him sound effect after every. Nice. Yeah, it's like the math of it doesn't feel great, but it'll be fun. Raiden wins. Turpin is a good click given that Tolbert is being drafted. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's going to change throughout the summer, though. But in this contest, like in BBM, I think it's a worse click. Uh, in this contest, I don't know how long it's going to be, but who knows how long that uh, the Schnauzer stays open, right? Should not be. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, just be Tolbert had a couple spike weeks in the fantasy playoffs last year, so people remember that. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of like I know it's probably not a great pick for week 17, but it to me it's more like I kind of want a third quarterback just for the advance rate at this point. Like, if I get with the 18th round pick, if I get 13 weeks of Flacco with 3 Browns, like, I feel like that's fine. I could be wrong. It could not be fine. Anyway, we will be doing a 20-second clock puppy in 10 seconds. Man, the sound effects were great of that game, right? All right, we are at 5 of 12, waiting on 7. Yeah, I'm not sure it was a good pick, to be honest with you. Like, it 100% could have been a bad pick. Uh, but I also had a lot of, like, I felt pretty comfortable at every other position. I may have wanted to add another running back. Maybe that was the right call to keep just Fields and Stroud and add a running back there and go 2-6-7-3. Maybe that was the right call. But by time that the Schnauzer closes, I don't think we're going to get like guaranteed word that Joe Flacco starts. And Rock Hardcastle would be disappointed in me. That's all I know. It's 22nd. I'm always wrong on purpose. What other draft with me? Oh, coolers. Yeah, waiting on one still. Was there a pre-flow? Did some of you guys get into a pre-flow? Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start doing like 5-10 minute videos, posting them, just random NFL stuff on the days I work on Friday nights and Saturday nights. I think I'm gonna do that. So while trying to work. Nice. All right, Coolers is at the 2. I got the 3. Steve has the 4. Trav got the 6. Haskell's got the 8. Artillery Frost, I don't think he's in here, but I think we all know him, is at the 12. Yeah. So, yeah, we will name a player that you want to see the Mike Clay projection of, and we'll look at this for a minute until the draft starts. I guess I could just go down here to the list. Like there were some interesting ones. Like for a yeah, Jack Besh was surprising. Savion was basically nothing. Um if I remember right, like they didn't really project because it's a rookie, so 75 yards and a touchdown. Um, I'm gonna continue. Like, I think CD might be the better pick over JJ, but I want my shares of JJ for sure. Yeah, it really was. I agree. Do you think drafting early, late? I mean, I kind of agree exactly with what Chess Liam says, and that's if you're going to max a contest, like if you're maxing BBM and you know that the contest is going to be open the entire time, you should probably try to do like an equal amount of drafts in every time box, right? Like in the first month or whatever you want to do like 33, like break it up into 33%, right? Do 50 before, I don't know, like 30 before the schedule drops or 20 before the schedule drops and then like 30 after it does until June. And then in June do a bunch. Like I think you just want to space them out throughout the entire summer. That way you hit all the different ADPs. And I apologize for not bringing that up. But like like every year it's different where the winner was, right? So you never know what time box was the best time box. And with all the information that happens and the ADPs moving around, like you kind of want to be drafting in every window. Like I do agree that that is almost almost definitely the way to do it is to just be in all the time windows. Is the barbell like a whole bunch at the beginning and then a few of them like and then like a steady dose and then a whole bunch at the end when you know all the information? I mean, that would make sense by calling it the barbell approach. Yeah. Yeah, that I mean that makes sense. I think I want yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Trey McBride here. Some of us are champions, and disbanded is one of them. He heard that what the BBM champion last year drafted it in the first week or something, right? If I remember right, it was drafted very early. Yeah, I'd never, uh, I'd never heard it called the barbell approach, but that actually make the barbell approach. But that makes a lot of sense to do that. Like, and I mean, Liam, I think has, I think he said he had almost 20 BBMs done already, or something ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take Bucky. I was hoping somebody would take Bucky so I could get the divisional correlation. That's actually why I took McBride. Because I have them basically the same, and I don't get to Josh Jacobs as much as I should. Like, he is a very good pick, and it didn't matter whichever one I took. Steve was probably taking the other one. I believe he agrees with me that, like, without Harrison or JSN, like, honestly, like, Garrett Wilson, like, I wonder what happens with his ADP throughout this process. Like, yes, there was a hype video today of how him and like how Justin Fields looks out there in shorts throwing to Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I like for me, I have those two and Tyreek, and I don't have those three players: Garrett Wilson, Harrison, and JSN. I have those in the next tier. So like I just recently moved Jacobs into the same tier, but yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. And from what I've understood, like at least at the top, Steve and I agree with a lot of players. Hampton goes at 35. Tet's becoming a staple down here. Travis Hunter's gonna become a staple down here. The Brian Thomas, like, that's a fun team right there. Amon, BTJ, Hunter, Tet. I think this is going to become very, very, very popular. And I'm glad I got my one schnauzer where I got Travis Hunter at 60 with BTJ. That I may not have nailed the rest of the draft, but that part felt good. That's a really late Brees Hall, fantastic pick. Terry McLaurin seems, or the Terry Jaden thing seems to be a lot easier to get now. This is gross. I'll take Jameson Williams. Got a divisional stack there. And I agree that George Kittle is a better pick at ADP than Trey McBride. Like, I think that's kind of obvious that that's the way that goes. What do I want to do? I haven't got to Chuba yet. Let's sort by ADP, see what we have. Chuba's way down there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Cortland Sutton. Sutton's a good pick. It gets me to some Bo Nix. I really like Bo Nix this year, and I don't usually just. I know he's easy to backstack, but I don't usually take him naked. I usually have a quarterback in that range to take that's stacked. I've been heavy Kittle ADP, makes so much more sense. It does. I want my McBride and Bowers teams. But Kittle is by far the better price. Um, and honestly, I'm going to have a couple McBride Kittle teams. Like if Steve would have taken if he would have taken JMO, I would have had to pull somebody up, a wide receiver. But if he would have taken like James Cook instead or Jalen Hurts there, I probably would have taken Jamison Williams. And if Kittle came back to 51, I would have just taken that and been done. I mean, that's a divisional correlation. Uh, and I think Trey McBride, George Kittle, like George Kittle can easily outscore all these wide receivers in this range. Like he could outscore Jameson Williams, Sutton, Metcalf, Ridley, Olave, Dunze, Waddle. Like that's not out of the realm of possibility. What up, Al Boogie? BBM champ or BBM finished 11th, I believe. Absolute legend. Uh actually him and I we loosely went over the rankings before like the top 100, and most of the time we felt pretty much the same on which players should fall, which players shouldn't. So that made me feel a little better. But yeah, like Kittle can easily outscore the wide receivers around him. So I think just even if you have Bowers or McBride, like just get it done. Like yes, just assume that your flex is going to be one of those two every week. Your wide receivers might be a little weaker, but you could take a bunch of shots. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I wouldn't mind like having a group of people to do that. Like at some point, like to get 4 or 5 people discussing ranks. Like I know that the pound's starting to do that every week. I, something that I've always kind of done with just people at random, but having an actual discussion would be a lot of fun because then you'll find out where you need to change a little bit. Like like sometimes you're just too high on somebody. Like Chris Godwin, like everybody's scared. Like I don't know if this is a good or a bad price. Like he's been falling. I think he's going to continue to fall, but I still like the price. Do I want? I think I want James Conner here. What's legendary? All right. I should have probably. Let's see. Do I want him? I definitely want a wide receiver here. Yeah, I'm going to go Pickens. I haven't taken Myers yet. Like, I think Myers is still fine, but I do think he need like I kind of view him more like Shakir now. Like he's Besh will have like an impact on him. Mike Clay projections were actually pretty high still on. I think it was like 800 some yards and like 7 touchdowns or something for Jacoby, which is perfectly fine for the 7th round. Like that's a spike week here and there. Like, and it's a pretty solid volume. So naked, gonna backstack the old Mahomes, Josh Allen. I wonder if he went on auto. He said he was trying to work and do 2 drafts. So I hope he. Okay. Yeah, I seen you take Mahomes, and I was like, wait a minute. Like he said he was in 2 drafts and working, and then I seen him take naked Mahomes. I'm like That doesn't seem like Ben Haskell. Is it is his name Who Hames? That's my question. Is that who it is? Is that who it is? Are you guys in or out on Agbuka at 85? Charles. I say the same thing whenever I make a bad pick. I didn't whenever I took Joe Flacco last draft. I just owned it. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. It's the 18th round. We're living life a little bit. Like, worst case scenario, in my opinion, Flacco starts half the year and maybe he gets me through some weeks. Naked Mahomes every draft. If you ain't drafting Patrick Mahomes naked, you ain't living. Let me tell you. Remember 8 years, like 6 years ago, when Patrick Mahomes used to run the ball a little bit? He's coming back. Scrambling Patrick Mahomes is coming back. All right, so all the quarterbacks going here. I might get Bo Nix. Let's look. Coolers probably doesn't want him. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and take Kyler first. I also have James Conner, so I'll take the double stack. And then if it comes back around and Bo's there, I'll take him. If not, I'm not really that worried about it. I mean, if you make me take Cam Scatabo, I guess I take Cam Scatabo. And Jalen Warren, like, I've moved him down a little bit, but not a ton. So we are done at quarterback. We got Kyler, Bo Nix. We got Bucky Irving, James Conner. We got Jefferson, Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, and Trey McBride. I'm slightly fading Igbuka at ADP, but not fully out, hoping he drops a round or so. Yeah. Yeah, watch out for the ADP auto drafter out here named Ben Haskell. We're putting him on blast. I'm sure, like, that's a solid team right there. At one point in this offseason, I thought that this was going to be a stack. Yeah, I want Igbuka and Burden to fall around. Like, I I could be talked into doing it in the late 80s maybe, but I personally want both of them to be on this side of the board, I think. Like in the ninth, like late eighth, early ninth, I think I'm okay with. No naked Mahomes on my watch. So I did a weekly winners yesterday. I put it in my Discord. I went one quarterback because every quarterback went like there were two people who took five quarterbacks. Uh, but I super stacked Mahomes. I got everybody, basically everybody um but Worthy. So it had Rice, it had Kelsey, it had Hollywood. I even went for four, like I went three tight ends, and my third tight end was Jared Wiley, who will probably just end up being a low owned guy who will possibly have a Noah Gray week. He is healthy again, or he's working towards being healthy, and they really liked him going into last year. And it's weekly winners. So I don't know how I feel about it. Like, but the team's has a chance if Mahomes is a top scorer. And if not, I've seen some people have success with single quarterback teams and weekly winners. So, and like whenever the schedule comes out, like I'll definitely be delving into like the bye weeks matrix. By the way, I think it was Ben Haskell. Was it? It was Ben last year that did 150 of them, all targeting week 6. I think it was. I meant to ask him how that worked, like if it worked out or not. It wasn't you. I remember I wrote down the person's name. I didn't see them in the top 50 um of that week, but that doesn't mean it couldn't have hit a different week, right? Hey, what's up, meat gazer? Christian Kirk's another person I personally want to follow around. Yeah, I'll take Rashid Shaheed here. 123. All the tight ends fall every draft now. Man, that's hmm. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I I'm just gonna lock up a third starting running back for now. That's probably not the right move here. I probably should have taken Mark Andrews and just solidified that. Um, but I feel pretty solid about this. Like I have McBride here. It every single room, all the tight ends fall way past ADP, so I'm not super worried about getting a tight end. And he is the last starting running back on the board. The team I got in my other draft is actually sick. Well, if that the other team is sick, that this one got sick. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here comes the double stack. It's time. So that is something else, like with the Mike Clay projections that like to me is laughable. He had they only had Rasheed Rice for 6 games or for 10 games, and it was only like 680 yards or something. And he had Hollywood at like almost 900 or something. So I feel like that is so he was projecting the suspension, I guess. I mean, that would be awesome. Pick 18 or round, because I think if he went round 18, I think the draft would get tossed. I got a pretty sick team the like start the other day that was Jameer Gibbs, Brock Bowers in one of the tournaments. I don't think that'll be very common. So, hey, if you're just joining, please smash the like. What do you guys think about Isaiah Likely? Like I kind of thought that Ben was going to take Hollywood over Jack Besh there for the double stack. Um, like some people still think Andrews is going to get moved. Others like if you believe that, you should like I don't know if you should bet on it, but like Likely's price is definitely wrong if Andrews gets moved. So in this draft, one of these two is a smash pick, maybe both of them. Like if Andrews does get moved, both of these prices are wrong. and probably low. I mean, are you going to make me take another? I mean, Steve's going to save me here. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. We will look at the running backs here. I think I want the rookie upside in Jalen Knoll, though. There's a bunch of running backs I kind of like there. You got Kyler and Bo. So I think I could take a. I actually want. Yeah, I'll take the division stack with Garindo. Oh. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Najee, Kelsey, Tank. He got this. Likely is a big target. Stud. One toe tap away from being the Chiefs. Yeah. Yep. It's a sacrifice to the draft gods for the prosperity of the other drafts. That's a nice combo. What's a nice combo? Likely is a full fade for you. I don't get to him very often. Likely is a good pick. Needs to fall a little though. Yeah, that's I mean, I'm not taking Likely above Ferguson, Kincaid, and Njoku, and even probably Goddard at this point. Like, Ben must have a lot of rice then. I wasn't planning on taking Njoku either, but I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, like the last draft, I got him at like 130 ish, I think it was. And I was like, I guess I'll just take him again. If if he's here at 142, I guess I'll just be done. I'll take Likely and Lamar stacks. Yeah, I totally get that. But I mean, in a Lamar stack, if Andrews is at 130, I'm taking that over Likely at 134. Like, I'm not letting Andrews get to 130 if I have Lamar. I don't know who has Lamar here. Mac Daddy MSHY. Mac Daddy. Who just took a third tight end because he didn't get one of these two, I guess. Maybe he's autoing off ranks. He drafted that pretty fast. He might be autoing off of ranks. I don't know. These auto drafters in my room. I couldn't imagine going into a room and being an auto drafter. What about the rest of you? We'll see what Steve does here. There's a couple players I do really like at this range. One of them I took in the last draft. Not going to say the name. I'm sure people know. He may or may not be the thumbnail. You know, at this pick, this is his ADP. Steve is also a fan of this player, I assume, being a fan of that team. I mean, no more hints if you haven't figured it out. I don't really care if I get him, though. Like, he's a great pick here. But I kind of do need a tight end. Yeah, I'll just take more Eckler. It's fine. Eckler, running back 5. I guess he isn't an ADP. He goes that much later. Maybe I need to calm down a little. I mean, I think I have him rated where he needs to go. I probably need another wide receiver too. But I also need a tight end here. I'll just take a Wan'Dale share. I haven't got a share of Wan'Dale yet. Wan'Dale feels fine having Pickens, who knows what happens with Pickens. Shaheed is coming off an injury and a rookie here. I think getting a floor play this late feels fine for that. I never auto draft. Half of the reason to play best ball is the fun of the draft. That's what I feel. That's why I'm here, is because I enjoy drafting teams. I love drafting teams. I hadn't looked. T. Higgins, Pearsall, Mooney, Mims, Bateman, Pierce. Yeah, you probably did. Is it just me, or does it feel like Alec Pierce should go earlier? Like Tillman and Pierce both feel like they should go quite a bit earlier, and Thielen. I know we have some Thielen fans in here. I know we have some Thielen haters in here too. I want to be in all the rooms Ben is drafting. Oh, well, he got the prime stack right here, Brashard Smith. I've actually been doing that myself. If I get Mahomes, I've been taking Brashard. Mac Daddy is a best ball legend. What is he up to? Oh, buddy. CMC, Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams, Lamar Jackson, Waddle, Debo, Pollard, Cup, Goff, Pittman, Kirk, Kraft. He must be autoing off of Michael Leone's rankings. Isn't that the joke, that Leone only drafts the old players that have been successful? Kirk, Pittman, Cup, Debo. like they're all former elite players. I want to do eliminators, but need the schedule. Yeah, that I don't. Before you got in here, I was kind of talking about it. Like, there's only going to be 6% of the total field left by the time bye weeks start, if it starts week 5. So I don't know how much it really matters with this. Like, it'll probably matter quite a bit for everything after that. But even with that being said, like, I know some people in the Eliminator last year were waiting to draft people with week 14 because of the way the structure was a lot more forgiving. This year, that's not going to be the case. Other people last year were trying to load up on by week 5 because it's easier. Like, you had an easier advance through that week. This year, every advance is the same, right? Every single advance is the same. I'll take the team stack with Pickens, with Freiermuth. Pearson, Tillman. Tillman, big winner, especially when people faded them thinking Hunter was going there. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I did it. After this, I'll go over I forgot all about the survey. This is pretty gross. I do want another. I don't think it's him. I guess I'll take a Roshan share and just pray that they don't take Chubb. Not my favorite running back room. All right, let's look at the poll. We had 24 votes. 21% said the Browns wide receivers. 54 said Chase Brown. Only 4% said Javonte. And 21% said Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, like the 1v1s all the way is going to make it a lot different. And last year, a lot more of the field was alive later in the, like, week 7, there was still, like, this year payouts start week 3, or if you get to week 3, I believe you get payout. Last year, because that's 25% of the field, like, you survive week 1 and week 2, you're down to 25% of the field. You get your money back if you make it to week 3. So you win two coin flips, you get your $10 back. So like, and then bye week start of week 5. So it's not really. So then 2 more weeks, that's 12.5%, and then 6 point whatever percent, right? Uh, that's what'll be left if bye week start week 5, right? So with the head to head, this, I mean, maybe you want to stack a bye week and just hope to get a good matchup late. I don't know. Like, I know I'm waiting for the Pound to put his thing out on that. Yeah, it's gonna be pod luck. Like it is 100% gonna be a bunch of pod luck, which means that maybe taking on variants is worth it. I don't know. Did you save the team? Let's look at my wide receivers real quick. I think I just add a wide receiver here. I mean, I could just add a stack with him, assuming nobody snags him. And Michael Wilson's down here somewhere too. No, Michael Wilson is not. So yeah, we'll just add on Troy Franklin. I didn't get too much divisional correlation on this team. Somebody took Naked Mahomes and took all of my Chiefs springbacks. We're not going to name any names, but somebody did that. We got a 2-6-8-2. Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, James Conner, Javonte Williams. I'm still a little physically sick by making this click. Garendo, Eckler, Roshan, Jefferson, Jameson Williams, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen Noel, Wandale, Franklin, McBride, Fryermuth. I will look over Ben's team. We'll see what happened there. Over under 100. Yeah, we will look through that right now. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. He's playing for the AFC Championship in this room. Najee Harris, Tank Bixby, and Jaden Blue. This Brashard Smith, Devin Neal, Ollie Gordon. I mean, you have some upside right here at the end. No running back ones. Like Ben understands. Puka, Devontae, Rome, Addison, Keon Coleman, Jack Besh, Keenan Allen, Elijah Moore, Brock Bowers, Travis Hunter. Whenever you have a room of Puka Nacua, Devontae, Rome, Addison, Keon Coleman, Jack Besh, Keenan Allen, you definitely need to add Elijah Moore instead of getting another dart in this running. Like this running back room is pretty solid, so I understand stopping at 6. So no, I mean when you get some autos in there, like to be honest, like as far as like kind of coming back, I'm assuming he autoed those 2 picks and the Mahomes pick. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. But if I were to bet, I would say it doesn't make it out of this pod. Best draft ever. All right, so I think that's going to do it for me today. Appreciate everybody. I mean, I guess we could try an eliminate. Who all would be up for an eliminator? I could do another one. These 20-second ones. Okay. Give me a second to open up the app. All right, a 20-second eliminator. I'll be entering in 10 seconds, and hopefully we get in. All right, 7 more to start. There's 3 people I think in here that want to do it. So we'll give it 3 to 5 minutes, and sorry, I mean, it might it it might not be. It won't be filled by then. Um, I agree. No way it makes it out. Yeah, unless Achan and Pacheco go down week one, and let's pray that does not happen. Absolutely not. Thanks for stopping by, Steve. All right, we will stay in this queue for a little bit, and if you want, we can just kind of look through Mike Clay's projections. Believe me, Al, it's it's gonna sit at 7, and by the time you get there, it's probably gonna be at like 3. So we'll just kind of look through these projections team by team until that comes up. I'll bring this up so I can see it in my tab. Yeah, Mike Clay does hate Kyle Williams. Oh, talk strategy for the Eliminator? Or for what? Yeah, we could. But one thing that I like about the Eliminator, number one, the thing that I like about Eliminator the most is like if you draft with buddies, like you don't have to fight them the whole season. You just fight them the first week, right? Uh, the elite quarterback thing, like that's I think I hear people on every side of this. Like uh Overzet was talking about it a little bit, and they were saying like if you treat it like a DFS to where you're trying to like, you know, you put your lineup out and then other people do the 1v1s, you want the late quarterbacks and then you want your capital to be spent at wide receiver and running back because that's going to advance. Like in a 1v1, that's going to advance, right? A lot more because if I have Rashee Rice going and you have Lamar, um, but then you have Jaden Higgins and I have Bo Nix or I have Mahomes, or let's just say it's Bo Nix. Like which one of that 2v2 is going to project better? It's probably Rashee Rice probably going to project for quite a bit more over Higgins, right? So that kind of makes some sense. Um, and like stacking in this, like it doesn't matter near as much, in my opinion, but you still want to do it because if you go against, let's say you're intentionally not stacking because you're just taking absolutely the best player every time. It if Jamar Chase goes nuts the first 3 weeks, Jamar Chase is going to be on a lot of there's a very high chance you get a 1v1 versus a Jamar Chase. If your team has Jamar Chase on it without Burrow, and he also goes nuclear the next week, but also brings T. Higgins along with him, who you don't have, like you're going to lose to that Burrow probably, right? So at least your elite players you will want to stack to me. Like, I'm not saying going out of your way for it. Like, if it doesn't happen, you probably don't need to. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, quarterback points are replaceable. Yeah, like Bryce, 5 touchdown week. And like Baker Mayfield. Baker crushed. Like I think I just want Baker straight up in the 8th in this, even without a stack. Like sometimes, like maybe not without a stack, but like if Baker's there in round 9, how many weeks is Baker not going to be projected for 3 touchdowns? You know, like he had 40 touchdowns last year. Try to push some 2 bye week QBs. Yeah, I mean, you could do stuff like that, but like you don't really have to, I don't think. But the pod luck is going to be everything, right? So like if you do that and yeah, Baker's going to be really like CJ Stroud's probably a fantastic pick in this as well. Drake May, Justin Fields, like just absolute smashes in this because especially Fields because like with the stacking element not mattering as much, like you don't have to worry about Garrett Wilson for Fields. Like I think Fields is an absolute smash pick in this contest for sure. I had some flock teams dead, but kept advancing without quarterback. Did you? You were in the. I only made it to one of the flock finals. Al Boogie was actually in the pod that I was in. I ended up. I was in ninth. Uh, I had. I started Zach Ertz and Trey McBride. I pushed Zach Ertz pushed my Trey McBride to that finals. I mean, it was 1v1s. So, but yeah, in the flock contest one, I ended up ninth. And I went hero running back and my hero running so I felt really good about it because I had hero running back A Chain. I was one of four teams in the pod that had A Chain. I had Antonio Gibson. I was the only person in the pod that had that, and that was the week that they came out and said that he was going to start over Ramondre and just lied to me. Like I still haven't forgiven them for that. Like I will never forgive Gerard Mayo for that. Why give me hope? This is your fault. Um, and then I had was it Connor? Yeah, I think I had Connor who played but then got hurt or then he didn't really play. Well, that was Achan's worst game of the year. Yeah, classic Patriots, you know. You don't want to stack it all because of the bye weeks. I don't think that that's the way to go either. Um, I mean, with the crazy variants, you might like, and this is what I do in Dynasty a lot, like, or in single season leagues. I'll super stack a bye week, but in those, you can afford to lose a single game, right? In this, you can't afford to lose a single game. But having like picking a week to kind of be a little like, let's say you have Nick like there's last year's schedule, and you have Nico and Terry McLaurin both on week 14, right? If you pick another bye week like week 12 to take three other receivers that are on bye week, like that means you only have to dodge those 2 weeks as like rough weeks, right? So if the rest of your roster, because like on week 12, you have your two studs and you just need one guy to fill in. And then week 12, you would have, or week 14, you would have your next three guys available. And I'm not saying like reach on these players to get them there, but stacking, like having kind of focusing two different bye weeks, maybe something that's useful. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, because of the RNG aspect of this, like stuff like that may be what pushes through. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but only waiting on three. Three more for the Eliminator 20 seconds. Has Al Boogie made it to New Jersey? Has he made it? Is he in? We're close. I will post it in pound if he is. And that is something else. Yeah, stacking early bye weeks plus EV because teams will be. That's what I tried to do last year. Is I tried to take a whole bunch of like the Chargers and the Eagles because they had week 5 buys. And if you pass week 5 buys, a lot of them Like a lot of your people, like your full strength a lot of the time. I like the idea of skinny stacks with my top guys like Lamb, Dak, or Ladd and Herbert. No, I agree with that too. The skinny stack. I don't think this might not be. We're down to two. Oh, buddy, it's gonna be neck and neck. Al Boogie. I haven't posted in pound yet. We'll give him a chance. Go Boogie, go. He's gonna park his car and run across the border. That's what's gonna happen here. He's just gonna sprint to the border. Uh oh. I believe in you, Al. I believe in you. What the weekly winners you like skinny stacked? You can also just take all week 14 buys, have no shot week 15, but have a high advance rate. Well, I don't think that that's gonna matter in this setup. Last year's setup was completely different, right? So, because last year it was you just had to be like it was like four of like there were six pod a week that there was six people in the pod. Four of those teams made it. So if you had nobody on bye, you already have a 66% chance to get through each week. That's cut all the way to 50 every single week now, right? So stacking 1 week, it almost guarantees you lose that week. And a lot of the teams, like there was always the world that you get potted up with a bunch of week 14 bye people in week 14 in last year's stuff, and you have a chance to advance still. Sus Edwards, I think he said he got to the finals last year in this. If he was here, he would have probably some ideas. Still waiting on two, Al Boogie. Me and Ben both posted. Okay. Welcome, Bendels. We are waiting on Al Boogie to get to New Jersey. We have two more for a Eliminator 22nd. I do one quarterback and weekly winners. I did a one quarterback weekly winners yesterday, and it didn't feel awful. I'll jump in 5 if nobody does. Oh, somebody did back out. I got to the finals in Eliminator last year. That's why I was disappointed with the change. Well, like, I don't understand the change. Like, why not keep the Eliminator what it was? And then just make this tournament a new tournament. Like, I think this tournament would have been very good by itself. Like, the people who like I liked the Eliminator last year. This is a much different tournament. Like, there's no reason that they had to get rid of the one to add the other, right? So although I personally like the Eliminator this year, I don't think they had to get rid of the other one. I like one quarterback, one tight end, a weekly winner, and just stack your tight end and quarterback, and then load up the. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I did a Mahomes with well, I went Mahomes McBride, and I was going to do that, but then Kelsey was there, and I was like, well, might as well do that, and I just super stacked Mahomes, and then went really heavy in mid round, like went a lot of early quarterbacks or wide receivers, and I'll just bring it up. Still waiting on two. We'll see what you guys think of the weekly winner. That weekly winners. It's the Mahomey one. It was Mahomes, Chase Brown, Kamara, Swift, Jordan Mason, Tootin, and Burchard. Wide receivers, a little thin, but heavy top. BTJ, Nico, Rasheed, Golden, Ayuk, Hollywood, Knoll. And then I guess this wasn't the McBride one. Just a bunch of guys at tight end. Gesicki, Strange, Taylor, and then Jared Wiley for the lulls. Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt this is a weekly winners ass team. We're down to one. Did Boogie make it? Yeah, yeah. It didn't make sense that they would change it because I didn't really hear people complaining about the eliminator structure last year. Like, if people were complaining about it, okay, he made it. Apparently, he said go for it. So yeah, they basically turned it into the flock tourney, and the flock tourney was great, but the flock tourney was wild because it was a 1 of 12 advance out of your pod. And then it was, oh, so don't jump in, best ball on call. Still one to go. Yeah, Rasheed Rice was there a little later than I think he should be, so I took him, and I was going to just take Worthy, but Worthy went ahead of ADP, so I like last year's structure better, but I like, yeah, I mean, I think last year's structure of Eliminator was like, it provided a completely different like drafting style. And yeah, and this year it's a lot of pod luck. That's what I think too, Al Boogie. I'm at 30%, and I'm forcing myself not to be at like 70. Like, I probably should just be a 70. Like, I probably should just take them every single time in the middle of the third. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, just if it burns me, it burns me. Okay, so still waiting on one. Boogie has not made it. Has not made it yet. We'll look at the other weekly winners that I done while we're waiting. Whenever it goes, I guess it's on my phone. So this is the one I done at 2 a.m. last night. It's a little different. We got Dak, Bryce Young. I didn't get a quote elite, so I took two. We got Quinshawn, Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, Tootin, Rashad White, Eckler, Trevor Etienne, CD Lamb. Like, we went with a bunch of the NFC East, a bunch of their stars. Like, we got CD, McLaurin, Devontae. You got T Mac, Ayuk, Thielen, Turpin. So we got a triple stack with Bryce Young, elite tight end, a bunch of the number ones, and then just a whole bunch of dudes at running back. This is also a weekly winners. I don't know what I think of it. I don't think it seems bad, but what do you guys think? All right, looks like we got in. Did Al Boogie? All right, Boogie got by the New York traffic. Also, anybody who, I think that PPR Tyler's going live in 15 minutes. So if you stay here, at least go over there, slap the like button. And like what I do is I'll just bring his stream up on my phone and give him the views while that's going on. Rice at the 1-2 turn is lighting your balls on fire. That, like, Mike Clay agrees. Rasheed Rice was dominant last year in points per game. So if you remove, like, he had 13.3, and that was with 4 games. Well, he scored 0 points, I believe, in that last game before he got hurt. So you take 52 and divide that by 3. That's a much better number, right? Like, what is that? That's 18-ish, which is wide receiver 2. We did it. Whenever one of us gets the shipper here, remember Al Boogie. Okay? Remember Al Boogie whenever one of us gets the shipper. I think I'll just take the CD Lamb here. It's 50-50 for me. Lamb, Jefferson. Dak is super cheap, but I mean, so is McCarthy. All right, we got Best Ball on Call at the 2, Haskell at the 3. Don't auto in this one. Try your best. All of your attention, please. Who Hames at the 4, Hartman at the 7, Coolers at the 8, Travioli at the 9, Zero Fucks at the 12. I'm not sure if he's in here, but definitely know him. That's a pounder right there. Yeah, Rice was a beast early. I'm still taking, like, if he was 100% go no matter what, no limitations, looks sharp, I think that's like, I think you take Rice with London. Like, if there's zero worry about his suspension, zero worry about his injury, I think Rashee Rice is up here in the mix at the 1-2 turn. Like, and I think Chess Liam said he would put him up even higher than that. No, I'm going Rice over AJ for sure, myself. But maybe that's a homer pick, maybe not. But the stats yet last year show the same thing. I took Bijan by my own choice. Okay, well, we're locked in. All of us are locked in now. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, Zero. He is the Discord legend. I don't understand how he has it, like, how he gets to type as often as he does. Like, I respect it. Like, he is 100% all in that Discord. If all 3 KC wide receivers stay healthy, that would be the most expensive price in the world. I think if Patrick Mahomes has time, like, number one, if Patrick Mahomes doesn't have time, Rashee Rice is the guy he trusts in those short yardage things. And Rashee Rice is good at the run after the catch stuff. So if the offensive line is bad, kind of like with Devon Achane, like, he's still a really good pick. He's a better pick if the offensive line is good, because the offense is just scoring like crazy. All right, so I also probably want to attack tight end later in this. Maybe that's wrong. I'm definitely going to lean towards hero running back or double running back in this. Probably hero. You still want single week upside of some sort. Like, you want to definitely get a floor in this, but you definitely want single week upside also, because you still have to like, no matter who you go against, you just have to outscore them, right? That's my man. Everyone here too. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get him over into this channel. He'd make it lively. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about usually. Kyron does scare me a little bit. I'm just going to take an ugly guy here. I'm just going to take Devontae Adams. I know it's kind of early. The elite quarterbacks are already pushed up in this. Uh, Devonte Adams is I believe Adams will be a floor play, and I believe CD Lamb and Bucky are kind of like they're high floors with high ceilings. Like Garrett Wilson to me is a higher variance pick, just like Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna have like Rashee Rice and Devonte Adams and higher in this tournament than in the other tournaments. Just never rise till you die. Got it. I'm probably avoiding elite onesies at least until bye weeks come out. Yeah, no, that's a good point because only having to dodge 1 week makes sense, right? And the first one I did on stream, I took Lamar and went two quarterbacks, and I was just like, like I'm not gonna take the extra capital for the third quarterback and just hope that my quarterback, like, I'm just gonna hope that I don't get the same bye week. I mean, you still can't, like, it would be hard, but you can still win a week without a quarterback, right? I think it was 2 years ago that Drafters champion didn't have a quarterback for like the last 3 weeks. It was 2 or 3 years ago. The last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, the Drafters champion didn't end up having a quarterback going. Chase, AJ Brown, Tyreek is a 6 start. It is. Like AJ Brown, I think that like their passing volume is too volatile for me to want to have him very much at all in this tournament. But at that price, like if this is where he goes, I think it's fine. You passed AJ Brown, felt bad, but was Saquon. Yeah, I passed him because I wanted Bucky. Yeah, it's been. Do I want? I could take some. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Kittle. Actually, like I said, like Devontae and Jameson probably do project better than Kittle, but but I like Kittle a lot, and I'm fine going three tight ends with this. I guess like the elite onesies probably are not as good at this point, but if I take it, I think I'm just going to. I'll either go like round 17, 18 with tight end as well, or I'll just gamble that I don't get the same bye week. Like I think that's the way I'm going to play it. Like especially at tight end, it projects for the lowest points. So if you get an elite, if you have the bye weeks the same, like you're missing 8 points. Like hopefully you can overcome that. If Ben does not take Devontae Smith, I thank him for that. Uh, if the team's dead and the team's dead, shooting for first. Yeah, you can take that as well. It was 2002 when Hurts missed the last 2 weeks. His only other quarterback was Zach Wilson. Okay, I knew that it happened. And I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3 weeks, but like he's still. I mean, it's total points, so it is kind of different. But and he had a gigantic lead at that point. I mean, Tet is probably a really good pick in this format. Gibbs, London, Rice, Tet, like these are the players I want in this. That's kind of what I was doing. Adams, Bucky, CD. Like, I want guys like who are, he is a red zone target who's going to be a number one. Red zone target who's going to be a number one. He's, if he's healthy, the entire Chiefs like passing attack goes through Rashee Rice. Like, those are the players I want. I want those players in this more than I want Tyreek. And then I want the Tyreek style players down where like Marvin Mims and Rashid Shaheed and all them guys are. Like, I'm probably going to put my spike weeks. Like, I'm not going to have zero Tyreek, but generally, I'll probably build like a lot more like Cavante Turpin in this tournament. Like, because I'm going to take like more Jacoby Myers and stuff, Shakir in this tournament. So in the later rounds, I will take more swings. Not like, and this is a brand new tournament. The flock last year, I mean, it was, I know my head to heads weren't actually very close. The two that I played in leading up to it. And the other one I played in that I got smoked in, it was definitely not close. Also, the Jordan Addison suspension, he's falling quite a bit here. Um, I'm going to go ahead and rookies probably are a little devalued in this because a lot of the times it takes them time to go up. But because I have the CD Lamb and Devontae Adams start, I can probably afford a little bit of that. Um, I won't take very many more rookies though. I don't think. Hill is the key to every tournament. I mean, one way or the other, he's either going to crush you or you're going to get crushed by him or you're going to crush with him, right? Because if he's old Tyreek Hill at that price, it's pretty nuts. But I believe most people are scared of just the Dolphins' offensive line, right? Like that offensive line, like yes, they believe in Patrick Paul. Cheat code: take Ty Felton if you ever want to cover yourself. I'm not sure where I have Ty Felton. I just said I don't like the rookies as much, but I'll take RJ Harvey at 76. Feels like that's going to be later than he goes normally. So his ADP is already 80 in this tournament. That just kind of feels like a value. Yeah, scared of Tua, scared of the offensive line. Uh, they they have Zach Wilson, right? That's who they went and got, I believe. Is that right? Is that wrong? I believe that they went and got Zach Wilson though. RJ fell to the 100 in Eliminator. He did. I mean, it makes sense because rookies should probably go later. Like I probably shouldn't have taken Golden. I probably should have taken Jacoby Myers or Diggs. Um, and I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, and then RJ Harvey. Like I don't know. I have my bell cow, and I'm just going to take shots with a lot of my other players. I think might not be the right strategy for this. Probably get one more solid guy like Quinn Ewers, buddy. Better learn it. Yeah, so I have all of my or my quarterback out still. I think I know what I want to do here. Definitely good at tight end for a while. What we got at running back? We have a lot of okay running backs. We're gonna go. We're gonna pull up Pacheco. Try to lock in at least some. He should be the lead back. Try to lock up some secure, like some guaranteed points there. And with Bucky and Pacheco and Harvey, I should be able to cobble together two starting running backs each week. Like I do think I'm probably going to build a little more flat in this, like build out a starting roster instead of like zero RB approaches and stuff. Like what the one hole's doing feels really good, especially if he goes with the quarterback here. And quarterback's the most replaceable. But yeah, he's going for depth at those positions. And that might be the right call, too. Did wow, he went already, didn't he? I missed it. We'll go ahead and take Cam Scatabo. Just going against everything I said earlier. We're just going to take some rookies. I do believe he's going to have a week one role, though, and he's the goal line back. I'll take some ugly bets later. Justin Fields went at 89. That's who I was actually going to take at there, but I do 100% believe that Justin Fields is one of the best picks on the board in this. And Coolers is using basically double elite quarterback. Fields and Josh Allen possible to be double elite. Because Fields probably doesn't stay at this price in this format, right? Like, I don't know what the rest of you think. I don't think he will. We got Egbuka at 104. I decided to make something weird because why not do it once? Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with mine. And a lot of my players may end up being cheaper later. But as long as you build a roster that kind of makes sense, like, who knows what happens week one? You know, like, week one, Bryce Young could go for 5 touchdowns and no other quarterback throws for more than 2, you know? Like, it could happen. And then he does nothing the next week. And all those super stacked Panthers teams just get destroyed. And, like, you know, like in a 1v1 by the week stuff, like it is going to be interesting to see how the things progress. Like when this contest closes and it has a like weekly percentage ownership share, like watching that change drastically week by week is going to be interesting because like week 2 you're going to have a lot of the same names, right? Like a lot of like I mean, I guess it'll be most of like 12% or whatever or most of 24. For some reason my mind's not working. We will I think there's a legit shot for Tyler Warren to get some snaps at quarterback. I don't want to laugh at that. That's all I'm going to say is I'm not going to laugh at that. I don't think that is the worst thing. Yeah, but I'm going to avoid might stack 2 players on a team, but I don't want more than 2 players on any team in a lot of this. Because like if I was playing against a field of people, yes, I might want to make some stacks and like hope that Jordan Love like hits those 2 players, right? In this, I think you kind of, like I'm probably going to go with a shotgun approach with my teams. Like I'll try to stack my number 1 receiver with my quarterbacks, but other than that, I'm probably gonna like this. Like I have CD and Jordan Love both stacked, right? So I feel pretty fine about that. And I definitely need to come back at wide receiver quite a bit. My running backs, I probably need a little depth there. Only going to go 2 tight ends. I'll go 3. I'll add the extra tight end spot as a receiver late, probably. I need to add like an adult to this wide receiver room. And in this tournament, I'm going to guess the adults go quite a bit sooner. I haven't, I've only done one of these. So we'll we'll have to see how everybody's like. I'll have to look through all the ADPs and see what people are doing later. Okay, so PPR Tyler pushed his back to 615, by the way. So not sure why. And if you're just popping in and you have not yet, smash the like for me. It helps out a lot. Uh, but yeah, I earlier I said I'm gonna start posting like videos. I think my first one, like the question today, is gonna kind of be what the first video is gonna be. Just like my take on the top 10 running back winners from the draft that like of the veterans, and it's going to have the quarterbacks with that, and then the second one will be the top wide receiver winners in my eyes. I do think that I definitely need to get into some actual videos. Adam Thielen, you're my boy. You are my boy. That is who I want. Come on down. Reach way up. We're going to get him. Who's got Tet? Hartman over here. Already 3 quarterbacks. Good thing you already have 3 quarterbacks. That's all I'm going to say. Now, and like stacking your quarterbacks don't matter as much in this. Like if Bryce Young's available, I'm going to take Bryce Young here. He'll be the only one of these guys who have some rushing upside. Could peek at tight end, see what's available. But yeah, I think I'll just pull up Bryce Young if nobody else does. If somebody wants him, it's fine. I can always take Stafford. Got to make shorts. That's the goal. Like how what's the I haven't even looked. What's the actual limit for shorts? Like how much time? Is it like 1 minute or is it like are those like the 15-minute videos that like Josh and Hayden put out? That's kind of the goal is to it'll be pretty janky the first one because I'm not gonna know how to do like all the pop-ups and all that like everybody does. So it'll just kind of be a spreadsheet and talking points. And I'll try like next week I'm gonna work on doing the other stuff, but okay, 1 minute videos. Okay. Well, is it? I thought the 1 minute video stuff was like TikTok more than anything. Only stack one of your quarterbacks. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I about took Drake May here at where I took Cam Scatterbo. Like Drake May's probably a really, really good pick in this tournament. Him and Fields. And Kyler's probably fantastic too. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to do it in a minute then. But yeah, I could do that. Like that sounds better too for like my day off or the days I work. You might be onto something. You might not. Yeah, so the whole reason I said that was just because now some people will think about it. Create a little anticipation. I believe it's a pretty funny story. Who knows? Only me. Who's the only one that knows? It's yeah, so actually in my rankings for winners from the draft, I actually think J.K. Dobbins is a winner because so many teams that like obviously need a running back didn't take one. Like there's like, nah, we don't need that. Running backs, nah. Who needs it? Who needs the running backs? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Eckler. He's kind of got some guaranteed points. After that, I'm just gonna take one of these guys. Probably be done. How are the eliminators going? Nice to see you on later. Yeah, I was gonna stop early, but they wanted to do an eliminator. We couldn't get into an eliminator to start. We did a schnauzer and then a puppy, and now we're doing an eliminator. So it took probably 13, 14 minutes to fill, but everybody just kind of talked strategy for a little bit. Just thoughts on what could, like, it's a new contest. Strategies, something nobody really knows. I mean, do I just wait and stack that? I might. Cedric Tillman feels so good here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Maybe I just go three tight ends still. Like Cedric Tillman feels really good there. Maybe he falls further in this because of the concussion concern. Yeah, I'll have to shorten my I'll just do top 5 then. I can get the top 5 done in a short video. So, and then thanks for the tip though. Like I've never really done a short, so but we'll do it. Let's see. We got Josh Palmer. Aren't you scared? Aren't you scared of Elijah Moore? I have too much Eckler, but I think he should be in the. I'm with you. I think I've taken Eckler all 3 drafts today. I don't know if he should be in the 140s, but I think he should be in the group of Garindo, right? Like I guess that's kind of the 140s. Like he needs to be in the group with Garindo, Ray Davis, Tajay, Rashad White. Like he's basically Rashad White, but actually a better player. We got 5 running backs. I think I want another. Okay, this is ugly now. I think this is the time I take a tight end. Got a few more picks. I'll take a Gasicki. Actually, Mason Taylor's my boy. I'm getting all the Mason Taylor I can right now. Just got to New Jersey. Oh man, it sniped my. I wanted it so bad. Wanted it so bad. I waited all the way till now to take him. We'll go ahead and like do the stack with Jatavian Sanders and Bryce Young. Um, and then we'll take Gasicki if he falls back. If he doesn't, I'll take a guy in the last round. It's all good. And what wide receivers are available? The wide receivers that are available, I've actually gotten to where I like several of the late round wide receivers again. How many tight ends does yeah, he was doing the same thing. I mean, I could just take Cade Otton. Not gonna take Cole Kmet, I'll tell you that. Like Otton's fine, Juwan Johnson's fine, Theo Johnson's fine. We'll go ahead and take Cade. Unstar these guys. Team right now, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Bryce Young. Running backs, Bucky, RJ Harvey, Pacheco, Scatabo, Eckler. Wide receivers, CD Lamb, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, Matthew Golden, Adam Thielen, Cedric Tillman, George Kittle, Jatavian Sanders, Cade Otton. Probably go one more running back, one more wide receiver. And if y'all know me, there's a guy who I like in the last round a lot. I don't know if I get to him in this tournament, though. Like, I think I'm going to bank that my top 4 guys are the Spike Week guys, and I think I just want some glue down here. Yeah, oh, buddy. I mean, I might. I'll probably do it for the... Oh, I only have one more... I was thinking I had 2 more picks. So, yeah, it has to be a wide receiver, right? So, some ugly picks I don't hate down here. I mean, Turpin's a fun pick that I like. Brandon Cooks, I know it's ugly, but Brandon Cooks is probably a fine pick here. Pat Bryant's probably a fine pick. Otton this late in yeah, feels pretty good. I think I'll take another rookie, but a rookie I don't know. It's Sean Payton. I guess. Oh, why are you loud? Sorry about that. You know, I can't resist. I have Dak. I said I wasn't going to double stack, and I double stacked 2 people. It's all good. I did go Turpin, by the way. What were you sorry for? No, it's all good. No, like take the like. I was honestly looking for an ugly click like Alan Lazard. Like I think in this Lazard's probably fine. Yoshi Voss is fine. But yeah, I think for late season I do need a spike guy possibly. And Turpin to me is going to have 400 or 500 yards with a couple big spikes in there. So anyway, that'll do it for me. Thanks everybody. I'll be on tomorrow, 4 p.m. Take care. Have a nice day.